Hi there, I just finished watching, Charlie Chan at the Opera. This is going to be the first part in a series of, video reviews of the Charlie Chan films. Now, I don't have them all. I have volumes 2, 4, and 5. So I've got one volume of Warner Oland, and I have 2 volumes of Sidney Toyer. I have the entire Sidney Toyer Fox Charlie Chan collection. I just a little short on the Oland ones. I'm starting with the 13th Charlie Chan film in the series, and that would be Charlie Chan at the Opera, the 13th Warner Oland one. And it's kind of a different Chan film. It's actually it's the first one done by H. Bruce Humberstone, and H. Bruce Humberstone would be the primary director of Charlie Chan for the Sidney Toyer years. They would be you'd see them become like kind of quicker and more fast-paced, and this definitely fits right in with that style. And it's Charlie Chan at the Opera, and of course this one stars the great Boris Karloff, and Karloff plays an amazing role in this. This is yes, it's a great film. It starts out with the with 2 guards outside of an asylum, and we hear this like fantastic baritone operatic voice that's singing. And at first we don't know that it's an asylum, but it becomes apparent very quickly. But we're not sure what they're listening to, if they're listening to if there's a record playing inside or something like that. But what it turns out is there's a man there that's has been an amnesiac for a long period of time, and he sings opera every night and has the paper delivered to him. He has no idea who he is. And this man, when we finally get to meet him, he is played by Boris Karloff. Of course, Boris Karloff's not an opera singer, so that voice was done by the great operatic voice of Tudor Gates. Now, but he does do a good job of mimicking the singing of the opera. And as a fan of opera, I appreciated the way that was used in this film, which was very well, and it actually heightened the story. He sees a picture of a lady in the newspaper, and his memory comes back, and he escapes from the asylum. So after this, which is a pretty long introduction, we're finally introduced to the police detective and kind of a bumbling guy, the chief of police, and coming in to visit him at the time on his way back home is Chan. And Chan in this, of course, is played by Warner Oland. If you're a horror fan and you haven't seen the Charlie Chan movies, then you probably know Warner Oland from the first werewolf movie I can think of, which is A Werewolf of London. And of course, he's the bad guy in that film. But he does a great job. This is Sidney Toyer was normally my preferred Chan, and I hadn't seen a lot of Warner Oland in a while. I've seen a lot of this Toller stuff, so going back and actually rewatching this, I really got to say I'm very impressed with Warner Oland. And I wasn't sure if I was going to take to him, whether I'd take the Toller, but he automatically just came on and he was Chan right away. Of course, the number 1 son in this, in the first day in the tongue, in the Oland movies is Keye Luke. And Keye Luke, of course, from Kung Fu years later. But and he got to play Mr. Moto, I think, in a film. Now, Keye Luke would have been, if he had been a little older, I guess he would have been an ideal choice for Chan. And it's a shame that he didn't get to do a Chan series really of his own, not like an ongoing movie series, not like this. But he has a great job as number 1 son. And an interesting little tidbit or fact in that is that there's a scene where the detective is trying to sees Chan's son, and he's hidden in a kind of a night disguise. Now, all of the knights had to pull up their things. He's Chinese. I know him because he's Chinese. And they're all Chinese. And ironically, one of the actors that's kind of like doing an extra in the movie turns out to be the actor that will go on to play the number 3 son, who takes over for basically the other son takes the Keye Luke role in the later Toller films. So it was kind of neat to see him there. So if you're watching the movie, watch for him in that sequence. Basically, the whole crux of this story, and it's a very complicated story actually for a short one, is that Boris Karloff has come back to the opera house and seemingly to get revenge on this girl, or at least somebody. We're not quite sure who he wants to get revenge on. We know that there's been a fire at an opera house years earlier, and that somehow he's been presumed dead. His character is named Gravel. He takes the place of another opera singer on the stage, and when that happens, the girl realizes who he is by the difference that his baritone is stronger than the other operatic singer that was supposed to be in the role, and she ends up feigning on stage. Now, when they go back and they chase his character back to the dressing room, we find out that the person whose place he has taken is dead, has been stabbed, and so they immediately think that Boris Karloff is the killer of the guy whose place he's taken. But unaware that Boris Karloff is there, the suspicion starts to fall on other people, and it's not long before another murder happens. And I got to say, some of these are hard to figure out. This isn't one of them. This one is actually a pretty easy one to guess the killer. At least in my mind, it was. It is very well acted. It's extremely well shot. This the cinematography is great. The opera is not overused. It's not but it is incredible. And it's used sparingly. And I know some movies can put opera in it, and it can turn people off. I know that the Spencer Tracy version of Phantom of the Opera has been much maligned because it was too heavy oriented on the operatic part of it and less on horror. Well, this one is definitely a mystery. It's set in the opera house, and it's done extremely well. I can't fault anybody's portrayals in this film. Everybody kind of does their thing and does it extremely well. There's a bunch of red herrings in here, and there's a whole backstory with Boris Karloff's character. We've got a mysterious couple, and you're not quite sure who they are. They're trying to get in to see this woman, and we don't know why. We're not explained. That's not explained until later on in the film. Everybody seems to have an ulterior motive, reason maybe to be the killer. Some are more obvious than others, and overall, I got to say, this was an amazing start for my reviews for my Chan series. Earl Dare Biggers, of course, is the creator of the Charlie Chan books, and this here is really it served him well. Now I've got 3 more in that box set in Volume 2 to watch, so I'll be watching those and reviewing those. Let me know what you think, what you want to know with the films. If there's anything else that I have left out that you want to know about. There's a featurette on here called Charlie Chan's Lucky Director, H. Bruce Hummerstone. Now I haven't watched that yet. The featurette's usually around 15 minutes long, and I have watched the ones on Volumes 4 and the one that's on Volume 5. That was about an hour long. And those are all extremely well produced and well done. So I'm guessing this one is going to be pretty much the same. H. Bruce Hummerstone is one of my favorite underrated directors for this type of stuff. This is again, this is an incredible film. The acting on this is top notch. I would recommend that if you don't have the Charlie Chan sets, to definitely get them. Now my better half is asking me to say something about this here that I haven't said, so let's find out what she said. What did I miss?
Well, just little notes about Boris Karloff.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, it's true. Boris Karloff. There's a lot of homages towards Boris Karloff in his other roles. There's a little reference to basically that they wouldn't shut down the opera even if Frankenstein showed up at the opera house. We see mummies in the attic. It's the Boris Karloff does an extremely great job in this, and they pay homage to the many roles that he's done over the years. So watch out for those little Easter eggs along the way. Right now I am finished. I'm going to probably go to bed. I would love to watch another one of these overnight because these are really good. As soon as I get on my break, I'm going to watch the entire series. Even the ones that I've already watched over again, I'm going to review them on here. I know Sammy and Joe have been asking me to review this stuff, so this is the first one in the series, guys. Charlie Chan's, first one in the series, first one in my series. Charlie Chan at the Opera, and I'm not sure what's coming next. Maybe Charlie Chan at the Olympics or something like that. But I've got volumes 2, 4, and 5. I'm going to be reviewing all of those. And down the road, hopefully, I'll get volumes 1 and 3, and I'll do those reviews when I get those. So thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed Charlie Chan at the Opera. I recommend the Charlie Chan films, both the Orland and the Sidney Toyer ones. And I haven't really gotten the chance to watch much of the Roland Winters ones, but I do know where I may be able to get my hands on one of those, so I may be reviewing one of his as well. He is not quite up to the same part that the other guys are. Anyway, thanks for watching. Right now for me it's time for Most Honorable Tea.